Good morning, Crystal at the Rain Dance Ranch. Right now we are looking at my aspen. It's kind of early in the morning where it's just perfect outside. I couldn't have picked a better time, and I don't know what time it is, but it's probably somewhere around 7:45 a.m., maybe 8. So I'm a little concerned about the tree. It's just not living its best life as far as I'm concerned. And then, I moved it. This is the oak. Doing good. This one gets a lot of water compared to the other one. And I don't know if the location makes a difference. Probably, somewhat. But mostly the other one gets more water. So, this is going to have to be an afternoon shade spot, but it does get a lot of the morning coming from this direction. And so what I'm thinking is that when the sunflowers, this is like a really good view of the garden right here, I think. Boy, I am so itching to get to these outer areas now that I've got attention given to all of this area. All the way over there. I planted strawberries over there. And I amended the soil with a couple of handfuls, well, like a 1/15 or something like that of the mix was sphagnum moss, peat moss. And the bag says sphagnum. It's like they're trying to get away from saying peat, I think. But anyways, hey, I would buy a coconut coir, but it's just not available to me readily. And sometimes you just got to get what's available. And plus I've heard that peat is contested, the whole concern over it. It might be a little overblown, but I don't know. So I don't use a lot of it. And I'm not feeling like it is really adding anything like in the garden mixes. But time will tell. And I'll talk about that later. So, yeah, I made a video. My last video was me going through all the stuff I gotta plant. And I gotta go to work today. I worked all day yesterday. I didn't have time to do anything but water. And so I gotta water again. And that's it. It's just I'm on my work days. All I really gotta do is water. And if I get anything else done, then that's like a bonus. But almost every time I come out, I am pulling tumbleweeds. I call them tweeds. I gotta pull the tweeds. So like right here, like if I was standing here watering, I might be like, oh, let me grab those 2 tweeds right there. So where are they now? I gotta see where they are in the camera. Okay, it's like when you're filming yourself, you have to coordinate things. So there, I pulled a tweed. See, look at that root. And I'm not, come on, it won't focus. There we go. Oh, we had it focus for a second. That's what they look like when they pop up. And they kind of stay soft and small and just have that root that's easy to get up, actually. I mean, in terms of weeds, they're not too difficult. But they're very prolific. And it's just not something you want taken over. I got enough tumbleweeds to deal with. I can't deal with the ones I got. And so that's about it. So there we go. And then earlier I came out before filming, and while my coffee was going, I grabbed maybe 5 radishes. And here, this sunflower, these 2 sunflowers, I think those might be the panache. So I'm really happy that they're surrounded by Austrian peas, but I was worried that they weren't getting enough light. And so I've been pulling off the Austrian pea greens and throwing them over here in my chop and drop area, which seems to be developing nicely. Let's see. And I am really happy about these babies' breath. And I'm actually really happy that I just got like a single one here and a single one over there. Because when you have a bunch of them planted together, they kind of get messy. And at this stage, and the fact that they're flowering, and this just, I love them. Definitely going to be planting some more. See how those do. So the yarrow is doing good. I need to figure out if I should thin it yet, or just let it ride. I think I probably do need to do some thinning. But I'm real happy with the garden. And I got more stuff that's coming out to get planted. So the only thing I got done on my list was I planted the chives. Those are garlic chives down there. And this has bare root strawberries. But I'm not real confident any of them are going to grow. And so we'll leave it at that. I haven't planted anything in here, but I made a mix of soil to top it because strawberries need to have loose soil, and I just wanted to add some new organic material into here. And it was already pretty good under there, but I'm like, all right, we're gonna go all the way. And I amended it. Which I didn't use any compost of like my compost, but it had a little bit of steer manure, very little bit, like just a couple handfuls, and like a bag and a half, or at least a whole bag of mushroom compost, but I think I used more than a bag. And then like a couple of like, you know, big shovelfuls of peat. So it's mostly mushroom compost with just a little bit of additives that I could put on top here. And then I tried to mix in some of the clay up in it, but not a lot, not as much as I usually do, just a little bits. But yeah, so first of all, I've only watered this twice. I should have been able to get to it like yesterday at some point, and I didn't. So it's been like 24 hours since this has been watered, and I probably would have liked to have at least watered it twice. So I don't know, something's gonna change over here probably. I don't know, I just have so much other stuff to plant. Okay, now this thing, okay, this is an interesting weed. Look at it. Oh my God, it's called goat something. And look, it is kind of like a goat. And maybe goats like to eat it. I don't know why they call it that, but it's like there's the, okay, so these don't even flower. They just go straight to the fuzz balls. And they're really interesting. I'm quite fascinated by them. And here, so I'm gonna probably get some more because this one did it the other day, right after the rain. So next time we get a wind, I don't know, maybe I should try to harvest those. But it's interesting, a very, very interesting goat something. I'll put it down in the description. And I got another one right there. And that's probably one. So, you know, it's good to know what your weeds are and see what they're gonna do. So when you see them as babies, you know what they are. So I thought this one was like a chive or a, that one right there too. A chive or a, some sort of onionscape kind of a, but no, it's that goat stuff. For lack of a better way of putting it. Now these are really interesting grasses. So this one right here is called barley grass, or intermediate barley. I don't know if that, it's like it wants to focus on the background. Well, anyways, those are super pretty. I love these things. And they're gonna look so good in my mason jar flower arrangements. Now these are called spear grass. And I don't know. Okay, here we go. Because these are spears. And all you gotta do is pull on them. And then when you throw them kind of like darts, they'll stick on stuff. Like they were sticking in my wood fencing or something. I'm trying, what was that? And they'll, if you throw them at somebody, they'll sort of stick on their clothes. Like it could be like a fun birthday game. Like, what a good time for a kid, right? So, and I love how these wispy grasses like sway in the wind and stuff. Oh my gosh, they're so pretty. They're very meadowy. So I am in love with the grasses that grow around here. And look at all that tumbleweed. That's tumbleweed. But you know what? It's serving a purpose. Like, the plan was to, you know, just go area by area, small area at a time, because I can only do so much. Plus, I can only water so much right now. And to keep all the stuff until it's time to plant in it. If it's a planting area, you let everything grow. For the most part, maybe. I don't know. Depends, I guess, on the situation. And you just, you want to cover the dirt. You do not want bare dirt. So this area, now I did put a layer of mushroom compost on a bunch of different areas, like especially these areas that didn't get as developed with organic material and compost and stuff. But man, these early planted stuff just looks amazing. Okay, I mean, and look at how those Austrian peas are going up that tree. Okay. Where was I? Yeah, so, you know, once I clear an area, I got to get it planted. And Now, because I want this to be for strawberries, I was just watching M.I. Gardner, and he said he uses like that gerbil bedding, that, like, you know, the shavings as a mulch. So I gotta get me a bag of that stuff because I want to try that. And I'm probably going to be looking for different strawberry sources because I'm not feeling real good about the strawberries I purchased. But I put them in, I put half of them in, and there's 10 in there on this side of the rocks, just to the right. So yeah, I'm only gonna water the 10 that I put in, and I do really want to get some strawberries going, and I'm thinking, well, in the summertime they got to be in the ground. I don't know, they're just probably not. Maybe I shouldn't worry about strawberries this year, but it sure would be nice to get some going and have them ready to go for next year. Maybe fall planted strawberries are the way to go. Okay, well, I don't really have any clear decisions made, so I'm one of those kind of people that I can see like 100 different ways things can go, and 100 different ways, that's a little bit of an exaggeration, 100 different ways you could make it work, right? And so, you know, and there's a lot of give and take when you're getting a garden going, because I only have so many resources to be able to manage once I plant. So I have to take that into consideration. As a person who works full-time, and I don't just have a hose, I have to haul water in. So at some points I have to be careful, and I have to rely on others to bring me the water that I have to pay for, which is totally worth it. And right now, what I think I'm going to be doing this week is collecting my rain barrels, and I've decided to get 8 of these garbage cans. It's going to be a little pricey in terms of water storage for the minimum amount of water that you get, but a lot of people like them over like the blue barrels, which I do want to get some of those, because you can clean them out. And so I am going to use a couple of those just out here in the garden, and then ultimately those first 2, if it happens sooner, I'm going to use as my shower water. And I think I'm going to put something here, so I want the water to be kind of close to this area now. And then the other ones I'm gonna use up by the cottage, my early American barn cottage. Early American barn. Yeah, okay, so, oh, I just want to play around in my garden all day, but I gotta go to work. I gotta get to watering. Let's just take a look. So those are the daylilies, the mint, my new Colorado blue spruce. I might have to plant that near the aspens. It'll be my ode to Colorado, but you know what? We got aspens here too. There is the most beautiful aspen forest here. Very close to me, like, I'm going to say 45 minutes away. By the time you get to and that's including the time it takes to drive on the road to get to the forest up the mountain. So you're on dirt road, essentially. It's a well-maintained dirt road, let's just call it, because it takes people up to the ski area, so it's in pretty good shape usually. The road to get to the aspen forest. All right, Crystal from the Rain Dance Ranch. When it rains, go out and dance.